Hello, everyone. I'm Sneha Lambari, the Regional Client Service Leader at CDM Smith and a co-momentum leader of IBTTA's DEI Committee's Recognitions Working Group. Welcome to the fourth episode of our Spotlight series, where we highlight diversity, equity, and inclusion in the tolling industry. Today, we are thrilled to have a trailblazer with us, Joy Dean. She is the Chief Executive Officer of Richmond Metropolitan Transportation Authority, the second Vice President of IBTTA, and co-chair of the DEI Committee since its launch in 2020. But let's be real. Her most important and impressive title, Supermom, to an incredibly talented Gabrielle. Joy, welcome. We are so excited to have you here with us today.
Thank you. It's good to be here, and I relish all of those titles, but the most important one is mom to the little boss, Gabrielle. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Let's get started. So, you recently completed a decade with RMTA. Could you share with us some of the unique challenges you've faced, some of the successes you have had, and the key lessons that you learned during your tenure?
So a decade sounds like a long time, but it has moved very quickly. And so, I think one of the greatest challenge for me was leading through the pandemic. And because it was really important to me that not only were we able to collect our revenue, because that's important, right? But to really ensure that our staff was safe. And so leading in that entire space of not of unknowns, right? And so that was really important to make sure that everyone was safe and we were able to collect revenue. Of course, like a lot of tolling agencies, our revenues were significantly depleted at the time because our everywhere was closed here in Virginia. And so that was a challenge for us. But with every challenge comes great opportunity, right? And the opportunity for great success. And so because of that challenge, we were actually able to put before our board a toll adjustment because we really needed to plan for the future of our expressway system, as well as to maintain the system that we currently had with the drastic loss of revenue during the pandemic. And so that opportunity presented itself. We had not had a toll adjustment since 2008. And so our board last year voted to increase our tolls. And so that was a success for us because that allows for us to plan for the future. And in line with that, planning for the future is one of the greatest challenges, right? But it's really an exciting time for us as we look towards the future for the RMTA and implementation of all electronic tolling. I think the other part of the question was, what successes, key lessons. So yes, key lessons. Everybody talks about it. Being nimble, being flexible, being able to pivot. All of those things are key lessons that I continue to learn. And in the tolling space, we don't always move as quickly as we want to, but we learned that in the pandemic that we can move as fast as we need to achieve the goals that we hope to accomplish.
And that's awesome. Thank you for sharing those reflections. And, being nimble, it's so important for us, right? So absolutely. So now shifting to your exciting future, as you are on track to become IBTTA's first Black women president, I would just like to hear your thoughts on this historic milestone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone looks at me, they know I'm a Black woman, right? And this is a tremendous milestone. But, what I really like to focus on is the fact that I stand on the shoulders of some amazing people like Mary Jane O'Mara or Chris Tomlinson, right? And those are the people who have kind of paved the way and who have allowed for this foundation, laid a great foundation for IBTTA. And it's just my hope that I could work towards sustaining that foundation and leaving things better than I found them. And so I'm really excited. I think it's a great milestone, but I'm really excited to get to work in the next year in 2026 to build upon this great organization that we're all a part of.
And that's a great perspective, Joy. And, your leadership is definitely going to leave some lasting impact. I'm 100% sure about that. So, as someone who has been a trailblazer and advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion, like what advice would you like to give to individuals who are striving to become better allies and champions of DEI, whether it's in their organization or within their communities?
Yeah, it's really simple. I see this as a really simple thing, right? Whether you're, in your office or you're in a community organization, and you're at the table and you have a voice, right? Speak up. Oftentimes, individuals, we're in rooms and we have opportunities that some of our peers, our colleagues may not have, and we have influence that they may not have. And so a big part of being an ally is speaking up. And then the second part of it is actually doing something, right? Whatever that something may be. And so it's really two simple things: speak up and do something. And I think if everyone who had the capacity to do that and to create influence, I think that allyship is that's a big part of allyship.
That's great advice. Speak up and do something. Thank you, Joy. Wow, that's an incredible conversation. So, to all our viewers, remember leadership, inclusion, and growth all start with small intentional steps. Don't forget to check out our DEI committee's webpage to learn more about our work and initiatives. Thanks for tuning in and see you in the next spotlight.